What is a fiduciary? Who you can trust with your money? Let's dive into a critical concept in personal finance, the fiduciary. It sounds complicated, but understanding what a fiduciary asterisk is and why it matters can dramatically improve your financial well-being. This video will break down exactly what a fiduciary represents, who they are, and how to identify someone you can trust with managing your money, a vital step for building long-term wealth and avoiding costly mistakes. We'll cover this through a combination of explanations, a real-world scenario, and demystifying the legal obligations involved. What is a fiduciary? Jargon demystified. At its core, a fiduciary is someone who acts in another person's best interest. It's a legal and ethical responsibility to put your needs above their own. Think of it like this. You hire a lawyer to represent you in court. They have a fiduciary duty to zealously advocate for your asterisk case, not the judges or the opposing counsels. Similarly, a financial advisor who is a fiduciary has a legally binding obligation to prioritize your financial goals and risk tolerance. The term comes from the Latin fiducia, meaning trust. The entire concept is built on the principle of relying on someone's integrity and expertise without fear of self-serving behavior. It's crucial because, in many areas of finance investment management, estate planning, legal advice related to trusts, you're essentially entrusting someone with a significant portion of your assets. Now let's unpack the different levels of fiduciary duty. There isn't just one type. It varies depending on the context. We'll focus on three key categories: financial advisors, fee only. This is arguably where you'll encounter the term most frequently. A fee-only financial advisor operates under a fiduciary standard, meaning they are compensated solely by you, typically through fees based on assets under management or hourly rates. They must recommend products and services that genuinely benefit your situation, not ones that generate higher commissions for them. This is arguably the strongest form of fiduciary duty. Trustees manage assets held within a trust agreement, which could be a will, living trust, or charitable trust. Their primary responsibility is to uphold the terms of the trust and act in the best interests of the beneficiaries. They're accountable to the court and subject to strict regulations. Corporate fiduciaries, this applies to entities like mutual funds and pension plans. These organizations have a fiduciary duty to their shareholders or plan participants, meaning they must manage investments prudently and transparently. It's important to note that not all financial advisors are fiduciaries by default. Many operate under a suitability standard, which is a lower legal bar. Suitability means recommending products that are suitable for your needs, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're the best or most beneficial option for you. This difference is extremely important, and we'll explore this further in our scenario. Pexel's image, diverse group of people discussing finances around a table. A financial scenario, the case of Sarah and Mark. Let's step into a real-life situation to illustrate the importance of a fiduciary. Meet Sarah and Mark. They're a young couple just starting their careers with $50,000 saved for retirement. They've been approached by two financial advisors, David and Michael. David, Suitability Standard. David works for a large brokerage firm. He earns commissions on the products he sells: investment accounts, mutual funds, ETFs, insurance policies. His primary goal is to maximize his sales volume and bonuses. He presents Sarah and Mark with several investment options, all of which generate high commissions for him, regardless of whether they're truly aligned with their risk tolerance or long-term goals. He emphasizes the potential upside: you could make a lot of money, without fully discussing the associated risks. He doesn't delve deeply into their desired retirement lifestyle or how much risk they are comfortable taking. Michael, Fiduciary Standard. Michael works as a fee-only financial advisor. He charges a percentage of assets under management, and his compensation isn't tied to sales commissions. He spends significant time understanding Sarah and Mark's finances. their income, expenses, goals, a modest retirement in 30 years, and risk tolerance, they're moderately conservative. Based on this information, he recommends a diversified portfolio of low-cost ETFs designed for long-term growth, explaining the potential returns and the risks clearly. He proactively discusses tax implications and regularly reviews their portfolio to ensure it remains aligned with their goals. Pexel's image, close-up shot of hands signing documents representing legal agreements. In this scenario, both advisors are providing financial advice, but Michael is acting as a fiduciary. David, driven by commission incentives, isn't necessarily prioritizing Sarah and Mark's best interests above his own. The outcome, depending on market fluctuations, Sarah and Mark could end up with significantly less wealth if David's recommendations prove unsuitable in the long run. Key differences, suitability versus fiduciary, a detailed comparison. Let's break down the core differences between these two standards to highlight why choosing a fiduciary is crucial for your financial future. Feature suitability, standard fiduciary standard. Legal obligation, lower legal standard, higher legal standard. Compensation can be tied to sales commissions, typically fee-based, asset-based, or hourly. Duty of care, recommend suitable products, must act in your best interest. Transparency, less emphasis on full disclosure, high level of transparency required. Potential conflict, higher risk of conflicts of interest, lower risk of conflicts of interest. Pexel's image, scales of justice, representing fairness and accountability. How to identify a fiduciary financial advisor. So, how do you find a financial advisor who operates under a fiduciary standard? Here's what to look for. 1. Ask directly, don't be afraid to ask potential advisors directly if they operate under fiduciary standard and can provide documentation to prove it, e.g., a signed contract or statement of advice. 2. Fee-only compensation. Prioritize fee-only advisors. This immediately eliminates the conflict of interest associated with commission-based compensation. Look for terms like assets under management, AUM fees, which are typically a percentage of your assets under management. 3. Registered investment advisor, RIA. RIAs are legally obligated to act as fiduciaries. You can find RIAs through the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, or the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, FINRA. 4. Check credentials. Verify their credentials, CFP registered, Certified Financial Planner TM, CFA registered, Chartered Financial Analyst registered, CHFC registered, Chartered Financial Consultant registered. These certifications demonstrate a commitment to ethical standards and professional knowledge. However, note that holding one of these titles doesn't automatically mean they're operating as a fiduciary. You still need to verify their standard of care. 5. Review the contract. Carefully read the agreement with any financial advisor. It should explicitly state that they are acting as a fiduciary and outline their responsibilities. Pexel's image, a magnifying glass over a document symbolizing careful scrutiny. The bigger picture, why fiduciaries matter for long-term financial success. Choosing a fiduciary isn't just about avoiding a bad investment. It's about building a solid foundation for your financial future. Here's why it matters in the long run. Trust and confidence. Knowing that your advisor is legally obligated to act in your best interest fosters trust and confidence, essential elements of any successful financial relationship. Objective advice. Fiduciaries are less likely to be swayed by sales pressure or personal biases, providing you with more objective advice. Long-term planning. They're focused on long-term goals rather than short-term gains, helping you build a sustainable and resilient financial plan. Accountability. Fiduciaries are held accountable for their actions. If they don't act in your best interest, they can face legal consequences. Resources and further learning. SEC investment advisor public disclosure. IAPT. *https www.advisorinfo.sec.gov/search for registered investment advisors and review their disclosures. FINRA BrokerCheck. *https brokercheck.finra.org/ Check the background and disciplinary history of brokers and brokerage firms. Certified Financial Planner Board of Standards, CFP registered. *https www.cfp.net/ Learn more about the CFP registered certification process. Understanding the concept of a fiduciary is one of the most important things you can do to protect your financial future. By carefully selecting someone you can trust, you'll be well on your way to achieving your long-term goals and building lasting wealth. Approximate word count 3960.